Hi everyone, and welcome to this demonstration video where I will be showing you how to use Pear Deck to help students to engage in a more meaningful way and to also apply critical thinking as you present your lessons in a synchronous or even asynchronous way. So welcome, and let me start by just showing you that there are wonderful resources currently that you can use online. If you go to the Pear Deck website, I'm going to quickly share that as well. If you go to peardeck.com, and that will be presenting in a second, you will see that if you go to teaching resources, there's even a how-to handbook that you can download. And there are also a lot of teaching and learning blogs that you can read, as well as awesome videos and training webinars. So feel free to go to peardeck.com to learn more about Pear Deck. Right, so let me get started to just show you a little bit more about Pear Deck. So if you look at Pear Deck, you will see that it can be embedded, it can be used by itself, but I usually use it within Google Slides. So you will embed your Pear Deck within a Google Slide. And a Google Slide is exactly the same as PowerPoint, it's just online. Right, so what you will do is you will go to add-ons, and then you will go to get add-ons. And in this add-on section, you can basically add on any type of application onto your Google Slides to make it more interactive. So as you can see, mine has already been installed, but yours would probably still say that you can install it. It would probably look like this. You'll click on it and then you can just install it. And it is free, so that actually makes it quite worthwhile to download. Right, after you've downloaded it, you will always go to add-ons, and then you will see here are all the add-ons that I've already downloaded. And right over there it says Pear Deck for Google Slides add-on. And then you just click on open add-on, and after you've clicked open, this side panel on the right-hand side will open up. Now, once you want to get it started to design, this is all that you need, because it will give you a lot of options of things that you can choose from. So, for example, you can add questions over here. You can add audio to your slides. You can even use already made templates. So you'll go to our template library. I'm quickly going to open that up for you. And here they have already designed slides that are interactive. So the beginning, during, and end of lesson slides. There are also critical thinking slides that you can choose from, and a lot of other options. So let me just show you one example. So you will, for example, click on one of their slides like this, and then you can choose to embed it into your own Google Slide or PowerPoint. So I've already made my own Google Slide that I would like to show you. So I'm going to ask my two participants to join. Now, this is what you have to ask your students to do, but you will also be able to see what you have to do as the lecturer, as I will keep my slide open. Usually you won't, you will only share your screen when you are ready to present your Pear Deck, but at the moment I'm going to show you step by step what the lecturer does on their side. Right, so for example, I want to start the lesson that I've already created. So there's a button right at the top that says Start Lesson. So after you've embedded all of your questions and you are done designing and you are ready to present, you will click on Start Lesson, and then you click either on Student Paste, which is an asynchronous way of presenting your lessons, or you will go on Instructor Paste Activity. So that means I want to do it synchronously and I want it to be live. Right, then you obviously have to sign in through your Google account, but that probably is not necessary if you've already joined via your Google Slide. Right, and as it opens up, it might take a while, you can ask students to already go onto their cell phones, or they can do a split screen on their laptop, but it might be easier for them to just do it via their cell phones. So you will go onto your cell phone and you will ask them to go to the website joinpd.com. As you can see, it's popping up. And this is the time that you will usually start presenting your screen to your students. You will also see I'm going to ask my students now to join. So I've asked two students to join for the demonstration. So my students will go to joinpd.com, and then they will type in. The second they go to joinpd, I'll actually join myself as well. When you go to joinpd.com, it will ask your students to type in the code that you can see there at the bottom. And as your students are joining, it will show up here on the right-hand side where it says your first student connected, start class when you are ready. So at the moment we've got one student, so we're just waiting for another one. Can I just hear from my students if you are doing okay and if you're finding the instructions easy to follow?
Yes.
Yes, I'm joining.
So this is very quick and it also does not use a lot of data, so your students can join very easily and follow your PowerPoint or your Google slide step by step. Right, so after they've joined this session, you can now open either the teacher dashboard and then look from there, or you can just say start class, because I see I've got 3 students, myself and my 2 students, who have joined, and then immediately they will see whatever's on my screen, they will also now see on their cell phones. Right, so I'm going to get to the first slide where I've used a Pear Deck. And this is right over here. So at the moment, I'm now asking my students to see that there's a yellow dot right at the bottom. You'll see it says student drag the icon. So I'm telling my students, but I'm also going to open this up so that it's my full screen. Continue. I just want to open this up so that it's full screen, make full screen. Right, so students, on your cell phones right now, you will see a yellow dot. Please drop and drag this yellow dot onto the meme that best explains how you are feeling right now at this exact moment. So just drop and drag the yellow icon on your cell phone. Right, so at the moment, this is what the students are seeing on their cell phones, but they also see a yellow dot that they can drop and drag. Now, the nice thing is now we can actually go and look at what the students are showing or choosing. So you click on the show response option right at the bottom. So when I click show response, I can see one of my students chose this one and one of my students chose that one. And now you can actually open up a discussion about it and ask them to elaborate as to why they're feeling a certain way. And if most of your students are feeling in like, let's say, for example, number 4, you can have them elaborate as to why most of them are feeling this way. Is it about the topic? Is it about a question that you've asked, or whatever the case may be? So I've noticed that this usually helps students to collaborate more easily than to just ask them open-ended questions. Right, so I'm going to carry on with the PowerPoint to show you just another example. So this is a more open-ended option. So on the students' cell phones, as I've now pressed next, 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 that's exactly what they've seen on their cell phones as well. But now, right at the bottom of their cell phones, it's saying answer question. So the question is saying, think of 2 languages, for example, Sepedi and English, and then write down some of the similarities and differences or even cognates that you can think of. So they are going to click on answer question, and you guys can just write down anything. It could be gibberish, it doesn't matter. I just want to demonstrate what will pop up. So you will immediately go to show responses, and as your students are typing, the responses will show up on the board. And then you will see that you will basically see if they have an understanding of what is going on in your lesson, if there's something that you need to repeat or that you have to revise or re-explain or whatever the case may be. Right, thank you guys. So now, after I'm done with, I hide the responses again, and then I go back to the next slide. So on the next slide, this is a very interesting one. So this is one where the students are allowed to drop and drag and also to draw lines. So at the bottom of their screen on their cell phones right now, they can choose a color of a pen that they would like to use. And then I can ask, for example, give students a specific color or allocate a color to them. So for example, Jared, I would like you to use black, and Dr. Malachi, I would like you to use red, if you don't mind. So just click on the color that you that I've now allocated to you, and then just drag a line as to which label links with the right picture. So this is not specifically for a language class, so they have to, it's French, so they need to guess which one is the name of which fruit. So I'm going to use blue, just so that we can also see what it looks like, and you can click show responses. Right, so at the moment we can see Jared has done all of the ones, and we can actually see if most of them are correct or most of them are not. After you have, I probably have to explain this as well. After you have done your colors, you must also press submit. Otherwise, your lecturer won't be able to see this. Okay, so the next one that I'd like to explain is also illustrate this sentence. So at the moment, students can draw a picture to illustrate what you have written down. So what this basically is just showing us, I'm going to quickly go out. Thank you, participants or students. What this is basically doing is what I'm showing you now is that you can, I'm going to quickly close, or I'm going to end this session. You can get different reports to see how the students responded to the different questions. And what I just want to kind of conclude with is that you can ask a lot of different questions and you can have a lot of different add-ons from Google Slides. So if I go to add-ons and I go to my Pear Deck add-ons, you can decide as the lecturer if you want to add multiple choice questions, if you'd like to add illustrate questions, drop and drag questions, or even just ask them numerical or mathematical questions. Any type of question can go depending on what you are expecting of your students. So I would really like to encourage all of you to go to the Pear Deck website and to just explore a little bit more about all of the different options that there are out there to help our students to enjoy online learning a little bit more and to be more engaged and to be meaningfully engaged in their learning. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.